We are in Bangor in Northern Ireland, a beautiful little seaside village with pastel coloured terraces that overlook the water. We were fortunate enough to find another great park up for the night for free. We were looking over the water and it was just picture perfect. When we left Bangor, we went up the road, not too far, about 10 minutes to Donaghadee. Donaghadee is another little seaside village. Well, it's a fishing village. Really, really pretty. We had yet another great park up. We were in this car park, and it was for free, of course, that overlooked the water. We did a bit of drone footage. We don't get to do a lot of that because over here there's an awful lot of wind, and a couple of times I've taken it up and it's been pretty still, and then suddenly it gets really windy and I'm frightened I'm going to lose the drone and it can take a while to get it down. But here it was just still and beautiful, and I had the courage to pop it back up in the sky. And as you can see here, the tide's out, so it's not as nice as when the water's up high, but it's really, really beautiful. Lots of little coloured terraces again, lining the road, the street, whatever you like to call it, and a beautiful little inlet there where the boats would come through. We were up on a cliff up here and we're able to look down over the town, and it looks quite large, but it really is not that big at all. But it's very, very pretty. Several pubs like every other town in Ireland, but a really lovely place to go. You will see here that no swimming, diving, jumping, kayaking, blah, blah, blah. And of course the locals ignore that and dive into the water, and nobody does anything over here because as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're not stealing and you're not being a typical criminal, the police are quite happy to let things go. So, no dramas there. We met up with an old friend from Newcastle who is now living in Belfast, and we met at the oldest pub there. It was really, really lovely. Had a few drinks, got some hot chips, as you do, and covered them in gravy, which is the best way to eat chips, of course. Really yummy. Normally they have curry on their chips over here, which we've discovered is actually quite nice, but we just had normal gravy this time. When we left Donaghadee, we went to a few little villages and made our way north to my favourite place so far, and that was Cushendall. Cushendall was a really pretty little village, quite tiny, great pub, great music. There's an abandoned abbey with an incredibly beautiful cemetery. I love cemeteries. And we had a wander around there. We took the drone up because it was really still and nearly lost the drone and got it down really, really quickly because it was pretty scary. So when we got down from the hill, we got back onto the beach and I was able to take the drone up and take some shots from down there. There was a lot of filming going on while we were at Cushendall for the new Game of Thrones prequel. So there were sites that we wanted to see that we couldn't see because they were Game of Thrones sites, but they were all shut down because they were filming again. So I don't know if I was excited or not that there was going to be another Game of Thrones, or disappointed because I missed out on seeing the sites. But we had another great park up here. As you can see, it's really leafy and green. And to the right of us, right here, we have the water. We have been really, really fortunate and had great sights everywhere we go. So leaving Cushendall, we headed north and we came to Kinbane Castle. Kinbane Castle is a ruin. It's really, really beautiful. It was originally built around 1547. It was a 2-story castle, I know that much. And it was destroyed under siege, English siege, surprise, surprise, around the 1550s, and then it was rebuilt. It was later, it went through hands through a few different people, but it ended up with the McAllisters until the 18th century. And then I don't know if it was just left desolate or there was some other siege or whatever. You don't often find out what happens to these buildings when they become left like that and they just become ruins. But what was really special about it was if you look at this video and you look across and you see those mountains, the shaded mountains, that's Scotland. Not far from Kinbane Castle, we came to the Giant's Causeway. That was pretty spectacular, but what I found most surprising was what was spectacular were the cliffs behind the Giant's Causeway. The Giant's Causeway was really beautiful and we really loved it, but what we were surprised at was, as you look at this, it looks really enormous, really big, but it's actually really a small area. And I thought it was the pictures that people take that they took on certain angles to make it look like it was a lot bigger than it was. But when I look at my own pictures, I realise that they make it look bigger too. So it just gives the illusion of being a lot larger than it was. But it was really beautiful, absolutely worth a visit, and you cannot go to Northern Ireland without seeing the Giant's Causeway. If you look right behind here, you can see the mountains and how epic they are. It's just pretty special. You really must go and see that and look behind you. Leaving the Giant's Causeway, we headed on to Derry, or Londonderry, or /City, because some people call it Derry, some call it Londonderry, and you don't want to offend people, so a lot of people just call it /City. It was really, really lovely. It was a livable city. There's a wall that surrounds the city. These are pictures from the wall, and it's just stunning. You have churches within the walls, and you look out at the town where everyone lives, and it's just beautiful. It really is a pretty place to be, and it wasn't what I expected, because we all think of the riots that they had, and it gives you a false impression of what to expect when you get there, and it really is worth a visit. Just a quick note to show you how beautiful blue skies are here in Derry, Londonderry. I'm not sure which one it is, depends on whether you're Protestant or Catholic. And to show you that we're not lying, beautiful blue skies behind us. Can you see that? Oh, look at that, so pretty. And then we move around here, and this is why it rains every day. Oh my God, look at that. Grey clouds. No blue skies, no sun. Just grey clouds, and it's meant to rain probably in about
20 minutes.
20 minutes. But
only for 36 minutes, according to the app.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, the app's been pretty spot on, so amazingly enough.
So this is, we figured out how the Irish people know there's going to be sun and appear out of nowhere, because they can actually look up and find out when it's going to rain, when it's going to stop, when the sun's coming out, and for how long it's coming out. That's how desperate these poor people are for
and they get it
sunshine.
Right. Surprisingly, they get it right. So
anyway, nice bit of trivia for you there. We were able to go for a beautiful bike ride along the water's edge. It literally goes around the water, across the water, and then along the other side of the river. Really, really beautiful bike ride. The weather was beautiful. We had a perfect day, or so it seemed. So Tony and I are out on a bike ride, and there's a big bridge behind us, and Tony decided, let's go across the bridge.
Why not?
Why not? Because Joanne's afraid of heights. And 5 minutes ago it was beautiful blue skies and sunny, and when we went to go across the bridge it was a bit cloudy, and when we went across the bridge it was bucketing down rain. We were really high. Tony just peed off and left me behind. And
Well, I put my e-bike into turbo.
I was in turbo
so I took
too.
off.
I was in turbo too, but he still took off and left me behind. So
I don't like to get wet, as some of you may know. So.
the problem that I had crossing the bridge was that I'm trying to go in turbo really fast on the bike in the pouring rain and avoid going over the edge. It was absolutely terrifying. I had to coach myself the whole way across. Tony neglected me, and when we got to the end, all he could do was complain about the rain. Didn't care that Joanne was terrified.
But what an experience, right? What a fantastic experience. I loved every second of it, and as you can see, like at the moment, we are, well, you may not be able to see it, but we are on a fantastic cycle track in Derry. So we're still just in Northern Ireland. I think when we leave here we'll cross the border back into Ireland. But when we got up this morning, the sun was shining, there was blue skies, and we thought, great, opportunity to get the bikes off the back, got them down. But as always, the weather here is so unpredictable. But you know, it's not torrential rain. You've got to expect to get wet, right? But it's, yeah, a fantastic ride. We're still going. We're still on the bikes. We're still going. We've been up the river. We've just crossed over that bridge. We're now on the town side of Derry. We'll cycle into the town. We'll go down to what they call the Peace Bridge. We'll ride over that and back to where we're parked up. So all in all, having a great day.
We are having a great day, but you notice Tony still doesn't care that I was terrified, and that was a horrific experience for me.
I do care.
Yeah, he does, yeah, right. Having said that, it was just another one of my fears that I need to conquer, and I've decided that I wouldn't let my fear of heights get in the way of having fun and doing stuff. I'm not so sure if that was what I was planning. You know, hot air balloons, Eiffel Tower, all that sort of fun stuff. But anyway.
And a lot more to come.
And a lot more to come. But it was good fun.
Yeah.
Once I got off the end.
And the journey continues.
And stopped
so
shaking.
Before it starts running again, I think we should get going.
I think we should, because we're actually quite soaked.
If you're coming to Ireland, make sure, this is the biggest tip I can give you, right? So remember this, if you're going to forget everything else, remember this, get yourself a good Gore-Tex, rainproof, waterproof, whatever it is, jacket. They're not cheap by any means, but look for one that's on sale or something, because I guarantee you, regardless of how much money you pay for it, you'll be using it over here, and I can't talk enough of them. The rain just bounces off them, and that's what you want. So,
yeah, unfortunately,
tip for the day.
We didn't get any for our legs though. So our jeans are wet, and jeans are pretty heavy and cold when they get wet. So tip that we didn't give ourselves is to have pants as well. We are going to look for some because we figure we probably need them.
Well, we've got pants. It's not like we're riding without pants.
Yeah, we don't have Gore-Tex.
We don't have.
So we're wet and cold. But
and there is a difference between rainproof and waterproof, so you want to go for waterproof. The one with that's got Gore-Tex layer. The water just bounces off. It's fantastic.
You just wait till you get to Ireland, because I can guarantee you they have really good wet weather gear everywhere you go. They have the best.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Okay.
get back on our bikes and keep going.
Let's go. See ya.
Very quickly, just after that little chat, I want you to, very quickly just,
What are we going to chat about?
huh?
Just chatted. What are we going to chat
I just want to say, just after that quick little chat, have a look up there in the sky. It's already gone blue. That's how quick the weather changes. We've just about seen all we need to see in Derry, or wanted to see, and we're now heading back into Ireland to see what Ireland has to offer.
Cheers, everyone. That is so good. I'm gonna miss this when we leave this country.